Hey everybody. I know I do a lot of videos and I don't know why today I'm just feeling, maybe it's because my kids are going back to school, I don't know. I just did a post about going whenever I went diamond with the company, and it just has me thinking back and just looking through the pictures. Last night I went through my Facebook and I went through pictures from like 3 years ago, and I saved a lot of pictures so that I could do some good posts for this month for my team. But more than anything, it was such a reminder of how blessed we are and how far we've come, not just with the company, but as a family. And it's so crazy to look at pictures that from when I did hair, and there's so many emotions that flood because I just remember so many bad times. I just remember so many times I felt like the world was caving in and I could have been better, or things didn't go right, and I always thought it was me. It's like every time you put one foot forward, it was like a slap in the face, something else would happen. And you know, I tried putting myself through school to do cosmetology, and I ended up dropping out 2 different times because I couldn't financially be a mom, go to school, and try to work at the same time. It was so overwhelming as a single mom. And I remember getting something. I was on all kinds of services. I was on welfare. I was on a program called CCMS that helped pay for my daycare, and I remember just getting on my feet and getting close to finishing school to be a cosmetologist, and I got something in the mail that says that I had been dishonest on my one of my forms. I wasn't reporting tips for when I was in school, and I didn't report the loans that I had taken out. And so Mark and I had split up. We had just started dating, and we had split up, and I was single mom again. And I remember getting this letter and just bawling, crying that I was going to owe all this money back, and I didn't have it. And I was really scared because I thought I was going to be in a lot of trouble. And then Mark and I ended up working things out, and when we were together, he helped pay $300 towards my rent. And so the time that we were separated, you know, not only this happened, but it was such a struggle for me to come up with that extra $300 because I was in school. And we got back together for a little while, and I had to get a real job and I had to quit school, and I went to this job, and I would have to deliver checks. I worked for a temp agency, and I would have to deliver checks on Thursdays and Fridays, and I would have to drive out of town, and my car was not reliable at all. Matter of fact, this is the car that I joke about because when me and Mark dated, you couldn't get in the passenger side. He had to crawl through to be able to ride with me. And I was delivering checks one day, and if it wasn't running over or something and having a tire flat, then I remember this one day I was driving through Paris, and I didn't think I was going to get the job with this temp agency because my car looked so horrible anyways, and here I was going to be, you know, representing a company and driving and delivering checks, and I was so embarrassed. And I was driving back, and my temperature gauge started just rising, and I didn't care. I was like flooring it. I was like, I'm not stopping. Like, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. I've got to get back. And I blew the motor in my car. And it's so embarrassing to have to call your parents and ask them to come and get you. And I was without a vehicle, and it was going to cost more to fix my car than it was going to just buy a new one. And I couldn't get a co-signer. And I just remember breaking down and thinking, you know, why does this always happen, and what purpose, and why, you know. And I just want you guys to know there's always a purpose. And I know now that all the things that have happened led me to where I'm at now. And I fully believe that God had a plan in all of it. And if you're struggling, if you have struggled, I know how it feels to feel the weight of the world. And it's hard enough to have those feelings yourself, but to be a mom and have to depend on yourself for your children, and just know that I believe in you. I know how it feels to feel like everybody is against you, the whole world's against you, and there's not a way out. But I'm telling you, if it wasn't for this company, I wouldn't believe that it's possible. I wouldn't believe that, you know, I could be sitting here looking back on things, and things are so different. And anybody in their right mind, I mean, if you told them about this company and what it could do, they would just, you know, why can't they understand it? Why can't they believe it? So the reason for this video is, like, just looking back last night, I was just so overwhelmed with gratitude that I believed in myself, that I pushed myself. Because if I were to tell you, you can be in the same exact position 3 years from now, you would be crazy not to believe me. You would be crazy not to give it your all and change your family's lives. So stop being stubborn. Stop thinking it can't be you, because it can. And I'm proof that it can. And our life is so different now. And I know that this is part of my testimony. This is part of the story that I have to tell, you know. And you have the same story happening right now. You just got to push through it, and you got to make your dreams come true. I mean, I want to shake people and tell them, you know, look, 3 years ago, life was not the picture you see today. So if there's anything that you get from this video, get that you're going to look back 3 years from now, and you're going to remember when it was tough, when it felt like the world was against you, when people didn't believe in your dreams. God gave you the vision. He didn't give it to them. And you have a gift, and that gift is to share this with as many people as you can. And I fully believe, you know, I pray every night that God places the right people in my path, and that I am smart enough to see them, to hear them, to listen to their stories, to, you know, to be able to identify those people when they come in my path. Each of you are in my path. Each of you are on our team for a reason and a purpose. And I just want to see all of you guys, you know, walking in your destiny and being all that you're called to be. And it starts with just believing in yourself. 3 years from now, we're going to be looking back and we're going to be laughing, you know, that you've made it so far and overcome so much. I really love you guys, and I believe in you.